Hello everyone, Jet here, and welcome back to my Wood Elves playthrough, playing as Orion here, and we've just expanded out, we've taken Quenelles, and we are literally about to jump into the siege of Parravon, however I pronounce this place. Now, I know I don't have the best forces here, but they've got a little army nearby, so I want to jump in just so I'm not taking extra forces, though if they attacked me, it probably wouldn't be a huge problem. So obviously this is Bretonia, so they can have ladies leading their armies. Lots of people can have ladies. They literally have not female characters, they have ladies. As in knights and armor, chivalry ladies. Orion! Not, you see what I mean. Anyway, so yeah, so they have ladies in charge of, well, there. I can't talk today, guys. I'll shut up now. So obviously we're gonna have a lot of range to shoot at their walls while these guys go forwards. Anyway, let's position ourselves and let's start this battle. All of my ranged can move forwards and get into position to start shooting, including both of my heroes. And two of you guys can go over here. The three of you guys can go over here. Actually, this is mostly ranged on the walls, so we're probably just going to zerg up those walls as well. And rely on our cav to go through the gate when we break that. I might want to pull these guys back, because they're probably going to take a lot of damage, but I'll let them shoot for a while first. Yeah, let's pull these guys back so they're not taking too much damage, because we're getting a bit focus fired a little bit. Orion! Right, we'll have some nice spells out soon. You guys can actually hit straight onto these walls while our range shoot. And you can see we're already doing a lot of damage to their ranged. You guys can move back in. Orders acknowledged. Actually, let's concentrate on their melee up here to start with. Because killing them is obviously going to benefit us more than hitting their archers, because their archers are going to break fairly quickly. Whoa, you guys can pull back. And you can see how quickly we're damaging these guys already. Okay, you guys can reform and just fire at will. For my lady. Let's throw a couple of let's throw a bombardment down there. Riders ready. Swift. Lord of the hunt. Where's my other way watcher? Oh, I thought I gave you a spell. Oh no, I gave you the buff for the archers. So actually, you're going to stand in the middle of the archers. Why can't he go up the gate? That's interesting. Let's chuck the vortex spell down here. I can't. Hang on. There you go. That'll work. Now it is a vortex that does move around, so it's not necessarily the best option. Why can't he? I'm surprised he can't charge up gates, actually. That's a little annoying. So maybe I shouldn't have just zerged up the walls, but never mind. We live and learn, guys. These guys are all still shooting at the guys on the walls, however, which is really beneficial. Right, these guys can pull through, as can my stags, as can Orion. Mounted yeomen are going to be better. I do want to watch them, because the Grey Knights are quite hardy units. So you guys can form up here. Orion can charge into them, and my stags, my wild riders, can slam into them as well. You guys can actually move in behind to start getting involved in ranged fire here. We're breaking all of these guys on the walls nicely now. We'll start getting our archers onto the walls soon. Right, let's chuck a bombardment with our Hawk's Talon down on those Grail Knights. They are shattering our people. Let's get these Wild Riders out of that. Let's pull Orion out as well. I don't think my Wild Riders are going to make it out of there, which means I might have wasted them, unfortunately. Let's pull back off here and start hitting. You guys can actually shoot them. You guys can just get involved in melee with them. You guys can stay on that Paladin.
Orion.
You guys can charge into those Grail Knights, and actually now we can stay on. Pin them with our spears, that should help. We're breaking them.
Your orders?
Actually, we're now hitting them through the gates. Let's have all of these guys form up on the gates so they can shoot down in. And we're gonna have done this relatively soon, actually, now, guys. However, their lord, the prophetess here, is still sitting back, and they do have a few units in reserve, though I'm not that worried by them. Let's get these guys shooting at her. I've lost my Wild Riders, which I really didn't want to do. Oh, you can charge into the back of them while you guys charge. Oh, actually, you guys all need to charge up here and deal with that guy. Drop that there and engage them in it. Well, no, we'll hit myself, but we've mostly missed, actually. Let's finish off these guys quickly. Orion is doing nicely there. We're having a good little fight here. We've actually broken him, so these guys can all pull down. Ooh, and we'll get my range set up on here again, where they can basically they can nicely shoot from up here into things on the ground, obviously. Can't believe I wasted my Wild Riders. That's actually really annoying. Oh god, you need support. Okay, Orion needs support fast, actually, so we'll throw that out. That smashed that unit. Waywatcher can actually get involved in melee. Oh, Waywatcher's out of ammo, so actually a lot of my guys are out of ammo here. So actually, let's get them down and involved, because they're okay in melee. They're not as good as they are in ranged, obviously, but they can do a bit of melee. You guys are all meant to be hitting this cav. My remaining ranged with ammo can all shoot at their lord.
They will die.
Orion still has tons of ammo.
Destroy all. To the free. For Eldrazor.
Okay. So this has been a nice thing. This is where I would like some Dryads, because Dryads are actually really solid at assaulting walls, because they create fear, so they basically break everybody on the walls pretty much straight off.
To battle right away.
So it's now on her, and you can see her leadership is dropping nicely, so she's not going to last long now. Ooh, this guy has come back briefly. Let's throw a few... So Orion throws spears at them, which do lots of damage, so not as much as his weapon damage. However, I've been neglecting him a little bit, so he's a little hurt. However, if he needs to, he can get involved in melee with this guy. Come on, throw another spear at him. Let's see if we can kill him. Bang! Oh, he's not down, but... You know, he did just take a giant magical spear. How much armor piercing does this do? So 116, so that's quite good. Anyway, let's end this battle. So that's a Pyrrhic victory. It's a victory. Again, I could have stayed back from the walls and shredded the walls much more. I'm really annoyed about my Wild Riders. I suspect I've lost them, which is actually a big negative at this point. Orion's kills, though. Wow. So that's a big negative at this point to have lost it. I do love the fact I can raise the cash. That's good, actually. I'm going to raise there and rebuild it because I still gain 6k. Okay, so we've leveled up. Right, so. Oh, it's extra missile damage faction wide. Straight out. I'm a missile missile unit faction, so. Oh! We'll see what that does.
King in the woods.
Anyway, let's end turn. Now, the Beastmen, you've seen there's various Beastmen factions about. They are my main enemies. They are my biggest opponents. So, okay. Could be fun because I don't have much in the way of a defensive line here. In fact, I don't have much in the way of any units left alive. So this might not go well. And we don't fight in the open, guys. Sorry, we don't ever have walls. So it's something I want to be aware of. We're going to use this hill over here because it's a hill and there's some woods. Because we actually get buffs from these trees.
Swiftly now. We understand.
Do they have? They don't have any range, so actually you're going to get involved there. Oops. We are going to reform along the edge of this woodland.
Straight away. Silent sentinel.
My two lords can go in here. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to focus down there. They're just mounted yeomen, so they're not going to be too bad. But what I really want to do is take them out fast.
Riders ready.
This is going to be hard because my units are so low on HP. But they have very little which can deal with me. I want to take out their cav first. However, I don't have many of these guys left. But they don't have anything which can stop me, so I thought I told you to shoot at these guys. We've got a lovely, nice big range up here, so we're going to be hitting them quite soon. These guys do have some armour, which is going to be a bit of a pain, but
sound the horns.
We are taking them out. The rest of them are going to be getting in range of melee of our range soon. We'll actually focus down one of their units at a time.
Fight, lads! It's the only way.
Let's focus them. All of my ranged.
Eternal guard! Blood these lads! Send them back to their hells! Come on,
And my warriors, they're going to break through us quite easily, so let's fold into these guys. Let's try not to let them break through us too much. There you go, we were already breaking them. That's perfect. Let's get all of my ranged hitting these guys.
At once! Deep wood infantry! With haste!
That's really nice. They didn't take much damage, but they broke so easily. But they are only yeoman cavalry, so
Take them!
And this guy does generate fear.
Ever ready.
Right, intercept them.
Ariel! Annihilate all! Hey, break them! Children of Lauren, warriors of Ariel! Hungry for battle! Slaughter them! To war!
Right, let's charge down into here.
Carlos is in me!
Oh, this isn't nice.
Eternal God!
Because this is what I was worried would happen. They're just pushing through us. Now we're trying to use our spears to pin them, but the units aren't really quite powerful enough.
Hiding in wait for battle!
He's reasonable in melee as well, so I'm actually going to get him in melee.
Orion! Hear me!
Damn! We've lost a unit there.
Unbreakable!
Right, we're going to have another Hawk's Talon to drop in here shortly. Let's drop that here. Let's drop that in front of these guys. Hopefully they'll get broken by it. So, oh, they didn't actually quite walk into it. However, it still broke them.
I will crush them with speed, swiftly. Shoot! By your command. They will
Okay, we've broken them. We've shattered them.
For my lady. Orion!
Get on her. Orion can deal with this guy. And some of you guys can actually come and deal with them as well.
Your orders.
You can come up and deal with them too. And you guys can focus on her. Oh, these guys completely shattered now, guys. Don't stop.
Eager for battle. Lauren!
They can chase them off. Everyone else can get involved.
Ever ready. Hawkeye. Ready for the hunt.
We can get involved in melee. They're off the field, so it's everybody on him, including Orion in melee. And that's them shattered. Okay. That was a painful battle, guys. So we really do need to recoup our losses now. However, that is the end of the hostile faction. So we're now surrounded by theoretically friendly factions. So that's going to give us a bit more time to recoup. And we're going to release... No, we're not. We're going to murder them horribly. Because she is still alive. She's going to be forced to come back at me, I think. So, tricky times. But, you know, this is how we do it. So again, I only get an Elven outpost. So even though I'm generating more amber here, I only get limited amber per settlement. So I've got some slightly better things. Now let's work out what I want to actually do. I want to be able to recruit dryads actually, but see, as I go up these, some of these units start costing me amber. Dryads don't, so they also generate fear, so they're a very good unit. Tree men are exceptional lords, people to have, but they are quite expensive. Extra income from grapevines, that's going to be a good one. Elven trinkets, extra public order. We're not trading yet, so I'm not so fussed about that. And these are things we want to build variously around the place just to do things. And there's various things like that. Also, some of these we need for certain research. So technology. See, they all unlock technologies, or some of them do. Anyway, to start with, I want to push out my income, so we're going to push that one, because we've obviously got our grapevines, which are producing 800. So an extra 20% on that is actually quite nice. And here, we are going to push up the income front again. rather than whatever the local resource is. So I could get that resource, but I don't think that's going to get us as much.
I thirst for the hunt.
Nice easy auto, especially as we include our garrison.
God king of Deepwood. The forest calls.
Okay, so what tree do I want to go down first? Do I want to buff myself up, which is very nice, or do I want to buff up my armies? I actually want a bit more health, because you saw how quickly it went down. So we're going to buff up my melee a bit. We have quite a lot of HP, but an extra 15% wouldn't go amiss. That'd give me an extra, well, nearly K. Obviously, extra armor's always going to be useful, especially so that's quite a lot of extra armor. Well, that's good. That's both. So we're going to do that one to start with, because that ups both. Buffing up my army would also be really good. We're going to buff up my army first. So we're going to make my melee tougher, because that means they're going to be more survivable, which gives my archers more time to shoot. While buffing up my archers is also very good. That's a nice generic buff, because it's going to give them everything. You are already focusing on that. Ooh, that's good. I'm going to take the spell, however. And then we'll take that, so we can take both. Okay. And what else do we want to level up? We can get War Dancers. I'm not so keen on War Dancers, personally. Deepwood Scouts, which are very nice. But we are upping this. The Woodland Rangers are a great glaive unit, which are also, again, nice to have. Anyway, let's enter. What we might do is, if the dwarfs don't take here, is we might just hop over and take there at some point. While I might still push against Bretonia a bit, I don't want to be starting an early war, a war too early, because there are lots of powerful factions around there. And there's a nice weak orc faction here I can take on early. However, this is all Skaven. The Skaven and the Beastmen have shredded through here, and there is a Beastmen faction around here somewhere, and they do not like me, so I want to be very careful about them, guys. How is this region? So I can afford to leave this region alone now. They, however, do not like me.
Lord of the forest, my will is yours.
Be still, Silver.
These guys are slightly better. However, again, they're not fans. Right.
Lord of the Glen, you have been granted access to the halls of Ridiculous.
Why don't you like me?
This is Athel Lauren, home of... No, just no.
Yeah.
The hunter.
Taking these places is very beneficial, but I prefer not to go to open war with them, because actually capturing them in open war is hard. Right, we're actually going to pull home to recoup, and we might push back out shortly. And when we recoup, we might do a lightning sort of war over here to take out these orc. You know what I mean? Yeah, they are orc. Not dwarf. I was getting confused there. These orc factions, and then we'll head back this way because our income's reasonable, so we can keep pushing that up. You know, we are going to get friendly with the guys around us relatively quickly, and I'd like to confederate them rather than go to war with them, because that's going to be far more beneficial to us. And as I said, I think Ulfwan does have to be an aim, though fighting the High Elves could be fun. We'll have to see how that goes, because we're a very different... They're a lot more... While they're good archers, they're a lot more solid. Okay, so we're getting extra income from all our regions, which is good. They want us to raid Karak Norn. I'm not going to do that. And straight up here, up our relations with the with the Empire, but that extra growth is huge.
I live to serve Ariel. I will make it so. The council forbids it. Lord of the Earthrain!
We're maybe trespassing a little bit there. The other thing I can do with some of these buildings is I can up the garrison a bit, but again, it's not easy to hold these places if they attack them, because they're not designed to be held particularly well. They are an odd faction to play, the Wood Elves. They're a fun faction to play because of the way they fight. Especially later on. It's early is difficult. Once you get going, you can become a bit of a train.
In my halls,
And
the words of the faithless.
oh, now you want a non-aggression pact and to pay me for it. But no, once you start growing, they can. Once you get beyond a certain point, they become a bit of a runaway faction train. You know, they are very much a while. They're not chaos. They're definitely not chaos. They can kind of be chaos from the other side, because they would like nothing more than to cover the world in their trees. Okay, so extra diplomatic relations with Bretonia. That's actually quite nice, and the public order is good. To be they're all quite good. Okay, so you are just going to wander into King's Glade now. Now we have public... Why do we have public order difficulties in King's Glade?
Ready to serve. I will grant your request. You have my spirit.
Let's get a couple of units of Dryads. 1, 2, 3. I want more archers than that, actually. And, I mean, War Dancers are good attack, obviously. They've got slightly more weapon damage. What's this? So they lower people. Oh, so they can up their defense. They've got higher melee attack, but they're not magic attacks. These guys are magic attacks as well. I think a mix of them would probably be good. Dryads are very good because of the fear they generate, because this causes people to break and lowers their leadership, which is really good. So that's going to give us 6. I'm actually going to stick with Dryads for now as my front line, because I can't afford to be spending too much money, though we'll work out exactly where I am once I've done that. And let's end turn! And we'll be hitting Karak Buff wherever next. Oh wow, so they're getting hit quite heavily as well. But we can hit those Orc factions there, which will make us friendly with the people around us as well. And then we might move down against the Skaven down here and expand that way as well. If I can keep Bretonia friendly, you know, ideally what I would very much like is to go to war with the vampires.
Lord of the Forest.
So that's going to cost us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually we can throw a few more out. Grab a couple of War Dancers. I'm going to grab an extra thing because these guys live off their archers. They can fire whilst moving. We've got 4 spears, even though some are cheaper spears. Actually, they're more expensive spears. Because they're Eternal Guard with shields. I'll chuck another unit of Dryads in there. No, we'll save that for now. Can we recruit any Lords or Heroes, actually? In fact, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to move back into the town. Start upping that public order while we're doing this.
You have my blessing.
Now, these guys, the Ancient Tree Men, are Are these the druid ones, or... Oh yeah, they're spellcasters. There are tree men lords who aren't spellcasters you can get, I believe. However, I can't have tree men on my council. And obviously these are our heroes. Anyway, we're not going to bother with that just yet, though I do potentially want to get one exploring the seas, as we always do. Though, I need to... Oh, well, that's the tech I need. Where is the tech which allows me to trade? So I have to research being able to trade with other factions, which actually is a very important thing for us to be able to do. Maybe I don't anymore.
Lord of Athelloren.
Yeah, we definitely can't trade with anybody. I'll have to look that up and work out how to do it. Oh, is that building up the Oak of Ages again? We'll work that out anyway, because I know there is a way of making you so you can actually trade with other factions anyway.
Lord of welcome to the halls of Athelloren. What ill considered?
Oh, soon we'll get that anyway. What other buildings can I build here? I think I need a public order building, don't I, actually? So, we might have to swap one of these. It's 2 public order, that's not huge. I might need to swap some of these guys to the public order increasing ones. Anyway, we'll work this out as we go on. Anyway guys, we are going to be ending this one here, so thank you very much for watching, and I do hope you've enjoyed this.